common services for computer programs. Like in other words, it's like an interface between computer hardware and software, right? So which manages both hardware and software resources, like Windows, Linux, Mac, Red Hat. Like these are all operating systems. So in a system, how the software will execute. So for example, you have written a program in C or Java or Python or in any high level languages. We know the basic that computer will not understand high level languages, but it understand only machine level languages like binary 0 and 1s. So you need a compiler to convert high level languages into machine level languages. So after that, you have a program which is converted into binary and it's ready for execution. To do execution, program should be loaded into memory, right? Before execution, program should be loaded into memory, and it needs some hardware resources like CPU, memory, because it needs a memory because before execution it should be loaded into memory. So who will allocate the resources? Like which brain will work behind all this? Operating system, right? Operating system will handle all these things, right? So till that execution, program is just an passive entity. That means it's just an idle without doing anything. It's just a program. But at the moment it begins its execution, we call that program as a process. Means at the moment it begins its execution, we call that program as a process. Means process means program under execution. So hope you all understand the meaning of process, right? If you understand the meaning of process, I can continue with the process synchronization. Say yes or no, at least I can continue next.
Yes, Gangadhar, they know, I think, hope so. They all of you know that basic things.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me explain about process synchronization. Like here, let us see how process will be synchronized in the system. Like synchronization means multiple process running at the same time, right? That means we call it as a synchronization. So in this, I will cover what is the process synchronization and like about critical section problem and a Peterson solution. What is process synchronization? So consider several processes are running in a system, like multiple process P1, P2, P3, and some of them want to share resources. So at that time, data inconsistency may arise. Like P1 wants to use P1, P2, P3, like multiple process want to share some shared resources like CPU and memory means. So at that time, data inconsistency may arise. For example, like there is a data in the system. There are two processes like process A and process B, and one process like process A changing the data in a memory location. Like it is writing it is writing in the system means it means changing the location of a data in the memory. But in process B is reading the data from the same memory location. At a time, two processes are doing the same, means like same means accessing the same data. So process A is writing means changing the memory location. At a time, process B also reading the data from same location. So the data read by second process, that is process B, will be a wrong because it is already changing. The process A is already changing the memory location of the data. So at that time, process B like it will read the wrong data from that memory location. So like you understand the like how process synchronization is happening, like what is the problem with the synchronization. Like there are two types of process synchronization. One is independent process, another one is cooperative process. Here name itself, like it's indicating that independent, that is there is no dependency on other process. Suppose there are more process, like there is no relation between those processes, like P1, P2, P3 are there, but there is no like relation between those three processes. They are P1 is independent, P2 is independent, and P3 is independent. So that means execution of one process does not affect the execution of other process. That is, we call it as independent process. And next is cooperative process. In cooperative process, there is a mutual coordination between multiple processes. Like, for example, here resources are shared between the process. For example, I said, you know, CPU will be the resources, memory will be the resources. Like, multiple processes will share those resources. Means execution of one process may affect the execution of other process. So let me take an example. Let's consider TV as a shared resource. So if only one person want to watch one movie in a TV, then he can conclude without affecting the others. But when multiple people want to like watch different movies in a same TV, like one person may interest in one movie and other person may interest in different movie, here process synchronization problem occurs. Therefore, people should be cooperative. Like there should be a mutual cooperative between them. So next I will let you know about critical section problem. Like what is, I think you are wondering about what is critical section problem. It's nothing but a code segment, like that is a code segment accessed by only one process at a time. It contains a shared variable which need to be synchronized to maintain a consistency of a data variable. Here, like I taken an example, right? TV and a movie. So here, code segment is a movie and TV is a shared resource. So this is a general structure of typical process. Like here, we are using do while loop, and this is a entry section. So this program will execute. Let's consider process P1, P2, P3. P1 will enter this entry section. Once the condition is satisfied, it will go to critical section. Means only one process should run at a time. That is called critical section. So until it goes to exit section, no other process can enter into critical section. Suppose P1 watched the movie, then it intimates with the exit section. it will do its after exit section, it will do it remainder section. It means if there is any remaining work for that P1 process, it will continue with that remainder section. So suppose P2 does not want to use the shared variable, then it will directly go to the remainder section. I think you got this one. So let me take another example. Like critical section is a core segment. Entry section, it will controls the entry into critical section. Means it gets lock on required resources because it is utilizing some resources. So it will get locks on some required resources. Once the it's come out of critical section, it removes the lock on resources. Means it releases the resources which is using by that process. Like let me take another example to understand more about critical section. So for example, that machine. So resource because all 5 people cannot access that ATM machine at a time, right? So this is a critical region now. So A will access. Next, after that, it will come out of the means it is an entry section. Once it complete this critical section, it will come out of that it will go to exit section. Like similarly B after C, like that. It will complete like that. So what are the solution to this critical section problem? So what are the ways, what are the conditions it should satisfy to solve this critical section problem? Like it should satisfy three conditions. Like one is mutual exclusion, means if a process is executing in its critical section, if already one process is executing, then no other process is allowed to execute in critical section. For example, P1 is executing in its critical section. So if there is a P2 or P3, no other process can allow to execute in a critical section. So next is a progress. For example, like it means those process that wants to enter into critical section, that has to be allowed. For example, P1 is there, P1, P2, P3 is there. Only P1 and P3 wants to enter in critical section. Like P2 does not want to enter in critical section. So like we will avoid of entering P2 into critical section and we will allow only P1 and P3 into critical section. So we can avoid one more ahead of the way. Next is bounded waiting. Like bounded waiting means there exists a bound or a limit. Means like how many number of times that process P1 should execute, because it should allow next process to complete their work, right? So P1 is executing means P1, P2 and P3 also should complete that work. So that's why there should be time limit for P1 so that P2 and P3 also can execute its work. So to solve this critical section problem, it should satisfy mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting. Like about critical section problem. Like next is about like Peterson solution. Like what is a Peterson solution means? It's a like software solution which work for only two processes in the system. Like let's consider P0 and P1 as a two processes, and we will take an two variables, turn as an integer variable, and flag of 2 is a boolean array. It's a boolean array, turn is an integer variable. So like we are writing a condition when P0 should execute and when P1 should execute. Like if turn is equal to 0, then P0 is allowed to execute in its critical section. Then if turn is equal to 1, P1 is allowed to execute in its critical section. So like I said, like flag of 2 is a like integer array. So flag of 0 is true means P0 is ready for execution. And flag of 1 is true means P1 is ready for execution. So you just understand like when flag is true, like which process will be ready for execution, so that you can understand Peterson's solution next. When flag is true, P0 is ready, and flag is 1, flag of 1 is true and P1 is ready. So here, like previously I was considering as P0 and P1. Instead of P0 and P1, I will take it as a Pi and Pj. Like 0 means I, like 1 means j. So because I'm writing general solution for critical section problem. Pi wants to enter its critical section, then first it will set flag of I to true. Means Pi means P0 wants to enter its critical section, then first it will set flag of I to true. Then it sets a turn is equal to j, because once P0 completes its execution, it should allow P2 like P1 to execute its work, right? So that's why it will set turn is equal to j. So if you understand this code segment, like flag of I is equal to true means it is like it will set the flag of I to true and turn is equal to j. So there's a while loop here, like flag of j turn is equal to j. That means when flag of j is equal to false, for example, and turn is equal to j, at that time what will happen? Like this condition will become false, right? So at that time P0 will enter into critical section, that is Pi will enter into critical section. Or for example, let me consider flag of j is equal to true and turn is equal to j. So condition is satisfied, P2 will, because we are setting turn is equal to j means P like a second process means Pj will enter its critical section, right? So this condition flag of j and turn is equal to j will decide which process should execute in a critical section. Complete this critical section, it will go to remainder section. So according to like previous assumption, like this is an entry section and this is an exit section. So this Peterson solution means like even the value of turn, whether it is I or j, it will determine which of those two processes allowed to enter its critical section first. So we'll now prove that this solution is correct or not, because the solution to the critical section problem is those three conditions. It should satisfy mutual exclusion, and progress requirement should be satisfied, and bounded waiting requirement should be met, right? Those three conditions should satisfy to solve that critical section problem. So here we can check that this Peterson solution is like it's is it a solution for that critical section problem? Means is it meeting those three requirements or not? So to prove property 1, that is mutual exclusion, we note that Pi enter its critical section only either flag of j is false or turn is equal to I, right? Because either it should be false or turn should be I, because I means Pi. If it is j means Pj. So this turn and flag will decide whether which process like Pi or Pj should enter its critical section. So that means only one process is allowing to execute in a critical section. That means it is meeting that mutual exclusion property here. I think You got it. First property. Next, progress requirement. Like for example, pH does not change the value of variable term. That is, term will be a j only. So while executing this while statement, pi will enter the critical section. Means it will be like progress. It will allow only like pj does not want to enter its critical section, means we are allowing only pi. So that means we are allowing which are all the process wants to execute in a critical section. We are allowing only those process. That means it is satisfying progress property also. And bounded waiting is, it should be like a type bound, means like a limit. There should be a limit for execution means. So when there is like turn is equal to j and flag is false, flag of j is false, like at most only one entry by pj or pi should execute in this critical section, right? So next, because once it complete critical section, flag of I will be changed false. So it means it is satisfying bounded waiting, means the solution is meeting all those three properties. One is mutual exclusion, another one is progress, and bounded waiting. So this is how we solve that critical section problem. Means it is a general. For example, if you want to access a shared resource at a time, means what you will do. At least like for example, if you want to watch a movie, means in a single TV, means what you will do. I will watch for a certain period. So you can watch after that certain period. So like there will be a coordination or mutual understanding between those processes, so that we can solve that critical section problem. So hope you all got it. So if there is any questions, you can ask me. Hello, sir.
Hello, Angada.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I can wind up here, sir. Means I explained like one is process synchronization and critical section problem and Peterson solution.
yeah. Thank you, Gangadhar. Thanks a lot. Uh, in spite of like CSC department, I thank Gangadhar. Just one message, he agreed to conduct a session, and just I went with this PPT. Just within a day, the PPT whatever is prepared is wonderful. Thanks, Gangadhar. And in coming days, we expect more session from you. And guys, like let me know you is working on machine learning in TCS as a software developer. Okay, so in coming days, Gangadhar, please accept our invitation. And it's really a good thing, like being an alumni, you're contributing something to CIT in this way. Thanks, Gangadhar.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I thank you all for giving me this opportunity. So, and one more thing, as sir said, I am working on that image processing, like computer vision, machine learning, deep learning. So, like if you are interested into work with that, so if you have any doubts or like clarification, you can contact me as well. I can work with you also.
Thank you, Gangadhar.
Thank you, Gangadhar. Thanks once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, Gangadhar. Well, wind the session here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Next session, it will start at the right timings. Okay. What's your next class? 6 students can leave this session and you can join the other section. Okay, 4 students, like the session will start at normal timings. Thank you.
Wait a minute.